Why, hello there, everyone. That was quite the entrance you had there, Doug.
No, thank you.
Quite the entrance. I
Thank
think
you, thank
people
you,
were
thank you.
impressed, you know? Thanks.
Just a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
That's all there is.
Why not? Why not? Why not? Hello, everyone. Welcome to Chatting with Doug, our Doug Q&A, where you get to talk to this brilliant bald man about
Please,
movies
just
and
bald.
funny things on the internet. But wow, my brain just went dead as soon as I started talking, so that's exciting.
Welcome to
Good
my
job.
world, man. Holy smokes. Welcome to like the past 8 months.
Exciting.
I sympathize, man. I sympathize.
Anyway, I see that we are already in a level 5. Whoa, level 5 hype train over on Twitch. Thank you very much.
you.
I see we have the super chats coming in from YouTube once again, because I feel like people are still kind of asking. We are multi-streaming on both Twitch and YouTube at the same time right now. We're in 2 places at once. They told us we couldn't do it, but we are. So yes, we do have both super chats and bit messages to get through. So why don't I start with the rules so that we can start answering these wonderful questions that you have for Doug.
Sounds like a plan.
First and foremost, as I was kind of alluding to already, we do give priority to the bit messages and the super chats, since that is some real world money spent towards the end of stream. Sometimes we have a chance to look at the YouTube and just pick up a general question, or sometimes we have time to look at a highlighted question on Twitch or whatever, but we cannot guarantee that we are going to get to those questions. We do have the bit minimum still set at 500 bits. YouTube, what that means for you is that we are going to prioritize super chats that are $5 or more, just because we do have a large volume of questions and we're going to try to get through them. If we have time towards the end, if we get a super chat less than $5, sometimes we can go back and read those, but we cannot guarantee that we are going to be able to read those. We will, of course, thank you, because we super appreciate you being here, even if you can't interact in a monetary way on stream. Please keep your messages short and to the point. The longer it is, the faster I have to read it, the more likely it is that we're going to have to lose the point, and then I can't reread it. Too bad. The end. Also, if you have to split a message into multiple parts, please keep it to like 3 absolute max. Once again, we just kind of lose the point. Don't repeat yourself over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do it. This does kind of apply for bits and super chats as well. I have a list. It is very rare that we actually miss any of the bits or super chats. I know sometimes for super chats, that's a little bit of a new thing. So even if your super chat gets unpinned from the top, that does not mean that we aren't going to see it or read it. I have a list. So we will get to it. You don't need to repeat it. Okay? I just feel bad if you spend more money to repeat a question that we do end up answering eventually. Sometimes we can get like an hour behind, so just have some patience. We will get to it. No spoilers, please. Not everyone has had a chance to watch the new Fallout show or whatever is the latest and greatest thing out there right now.
You just reminded me I haven't watched X-Men today, so.
I haven't either. I don't watch it until after stream.
Yeah, so don't ask me about that because I haven't seen it yet.
Well,
I mean, you can. I just won't have a good answer.
There you go. There you go. I feel like I missed something, but I also don't know what I would have missed.
I was gonna say maybe check and see if it's been asked, but you can't really do that, right?
Yeah.
Because we're on 2 streams, yeah. So that doesn't count anymore. Yeah, I think we got it.
There we go. Great. Amazing. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 500 bits. Good afternoon, Doug Magnifico and Heather. It was the best I could come up with for your name. How be you wonderful citizens of Channel Rosas?
We be Rosie.
Great. Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think about Keanu Reeves being cast as Shadow in Sonic 3?
You know, if you told me that, I don't know, 20 years ago, I'd be like, oh no, but now with current Keanu Reeves, I think that's awesome.
Let's
I'm very
go.
excited for that.
I'm so excited, to nobody's surprise. I love Shadow the Hedgehog. He is just he is the furry version of every dark, brooding anime character that I love.
I thought it was all about Knuckles. I thought it was about the Knuckles love. With Idris Elba, man.
Yes, Idris Elba Knuckles can get it. But now Keanu Reeves Shadow exists, so...
You know, I do I like the fact those are three very, strong, very defined voices, but they are incredibly different. Whether Ben Schwartz
I
is
was
Sonic, and then
chosen
Idris
today.
Elba and Keanu Reeves, those are all very distinct but very different. So I think that'll be fun. And then add Knuckles, a little kid voice in there too. I think that'll be a fun lineup. I don't know. It seems like the pieces are there.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. I didn't even think about the pocket penny when I said, thanks to Super Month, you have best joke in your pocket. More reasons for Somewhere in Time recap.
Maybe at some point. I do like that movie.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. Funny how last week you said The Exorcist is the furthest you'll go in horror like that because the Dead Meat channel recently kill counted that film.
Cool. Yeah, I am always curious. I always see it recommended. I've never watched them, and I should because I know it's a super popular channel. And I'm always curious if, like, because they have to show the kills in there. I'm like, how do they do that? Is it just on Patreon, or do they find some sort of workaround with like the algorithm or whatever? I don't know, but I should check it out because everyone.
Cerberus is 9 balls. You threw it into
Sorry.
the human world.
No, you're still here. There was an alert that just scared the shit out of me.
Oh.
I am so sorry, chat. I don't even know where that came from. Lord have mercy. I'm so sorry, dog.
You okay? We all
Yeah,
good?
we're all good. We're all
Yep.
good.
Okay.
We're all
Whew.
good.
Alrighty.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Chat.
I think I answered it. I think we're good.
The number one thing chat said on Twitch was no cursing, Heather.
I was saying if I drop an F-bomb here, I'm just going to write on a Post-it no swearing and put it on my head because I can see the webcam reflected back at me. So I'm just going to have that always as a reminder if I do it again. If I haven't already, hopefully I didn't.
All right, sorry about that, chat. I apologize if we just blew your ears out. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. How would you rate these Disney show main characters? Dipper, Star, Anne, and Luce.
Dipper's kind of enjoyably neurotic. Then maybe Luce and then Star. I don't know. That can all kind of change. They're all pretty likable.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on the film In the Company of Men?
I mean, chilling. I'll say this. When I first saw it, I thought it was interesting, but I can't act like I fully got it or understood the purpose of it. And when it came out, I think a lot of critics were saying that too. And I feel like there were half the critics were like, I just don't get why this exists. And the other half was like, I know why this exists. And they've known people like that sick and that demented or kind of in the same ballpark. And as I've gotten older, I can't act like I've met a ton, but I've met a couple. And it's like, yeah, okay, I sadly get this movie now. I see what it's trying to do. And it's sickening, but they are out there, sadly.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 48-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back. Appreciate that. 4 heckin' years. While it sucks it took a global pandemic to get me on here, I'm grateful to be part of this awesome Twitch community. Doug, Heather, and chat, you're all rad.
Oh my god, thank you so much. You're rad. Very rad. Thank you.
Yeah. Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 500 bits. A nice Wish review. We were denied a love story between Asha and the Starboy that was supposed to take human form. That would have been so cool. I've seen YouTube rewrite videos and read fan fictions about Wish that were better than the movie.
It's funny because I was telling Rob that, and he was like, I don't miss it. There's enough romance in Disney films and all that stuff. A lot of times they're forced and stuff like that. But I was like, if it's done well, I feel like that can be. But I'm a sucker for that trope, the alien or the new creature, whatever, coming to Earth and trying to understand humanity. Just all of that. I'm such a sucker for that. And I think it does lead very easily to romantic, situations. That's one of the reasons I didn't mind the first Thor. I'm just like, I think this is charming. I'm sorry. I am just such a sucker for this trope.
A gamer called Spidey, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey, Heather, is there a making of or something of how this stream was put together? I've been taking some inspiration here. Well, thank you. I'm glad, not to be like, I'm glad you recognize what kind of hard work it takes to put this together, but this is not an easy thing that I had to put together. There isn't a making of. It was honestly just a lot of trial and error when we first started in the pandemic, having separate setups. We used to do all of our streams from the studio, and back then there was no Q&A stream. It was just Doug and Rob playing video games
Yeah,
one day a week.
sometimes we look over and like read a chat. Like we just didn't know how it works, and now that we know, we have a better understanding of it. It's like, holy smoke, how many people gave bits and we just ignored it or went past it because we were just playing Cuphead? Like, oh, I don't know, somebody said that. I guess they donated some bits. I don't know. Like now, I just feel like awful looking back on that.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. I recently watched James Gunn's Super, and I might have to agree with what you said about it being one of your new favorite superhero films. It's one of the most brutally uncompromising pitch black comedies I've ever seen.
Yeah, and I like it's not clear, is that a happy ending? Is it not a happy? Is this a quote unquote hero or is he a psychopath? Like, I don't know, even in something like The Boys, you know, they'll blur the line, but it's still pretty easy to point out, okay, who's the hero, who's the villain. You know, some of them have a little gray area, but I mean, with that movie, it's legit like, I don't know. I get to the end and I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. And I love that. And I think it's 100% intentional.
LPB the actor, thank you for that 55-month subscription.
Thank
Welcome
you.
back. Really appreciate that. 55 months and it's still going strong. Out of sincere curiosity, would you review any of the Fast and the Furious movies? And if so, then which one?
I've only seen a handful. I saw the first one, which back then I didn't get into, but maybe it'd be fun now. Maybe it'd be fun early 2000s cheese. But then when they started to become heist movies, I did see about maybe 2 or 3 of them, and they were very fun. And then, I don't know, I feel like I've seen them without seeing them, you know what I mean? Where they just get crazier and sillier. But I should check them out because I am curious how they can still keep them entertaining while still being that crazy. And B, I know there's a lot of CG in it, but there's a lot of real stunts too, and I want to show respect for that. So at some point, maybe I'll sit down and watch them all. But man, there's so many. What are they up to? Like 25 or something like that? I can't even count how many there are.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What's your favorite musical number in the original Blues Brothers and Blues Brothers 2000s or 2000?
Yeah, 2000 weirdly has good musical numbers. Well, I know you'd be like, well, it's Blues Brothers. Yeah, no, but it's Blues Brothers 2000. That's why it's surprising. But I'm trying to think just because it introduced me to the song, maybe the Ghost Rider segment, not the actual singing the Ghost Rider there was pretty stupid, but the way it was orchestrated was kind of fun, and it did make me look up that song. I do like that song. In the original, you know, I guess the Aretha Franklin. No, but then there's Sweet Home Chicago, which is great. They're also good. Yeah, I might say the Aretha Franklin one just because I heard, I thought that was the original version of how they did Think. I thought, well, that's how it goes. It's a much faster, it's a fast tempo, and it's not. It was originally a much slower song, so for her to redo that and do it at that speed, I mean, just totally crushed the original, in my opinion. Was really, really cool.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 500 bits. Fun fact, Tim Burton was surprisingly not the original director for Ed Wood. Was meant to be Michael Lehman, but he couldn't do it due to being already tied down to direct Airheads. I feel like we won out in the end.
Yeah, I wonder, I feel like, oh, not Michael Kamen, Michael Lehman. Here, I'll look him up in a bit. But yeah, I mean, that is funny because that feels like a movie that he was just designed to make. I mean, that's still his best movie, in my opinion. Like, he's never topped it. You know, there's ones I may like personally a little more, but in terms of like best made, it's like, no, that's the one. Okay, he did like Heathers and American Horror Story. They also
and
did
not just because it's my name.
but they also did Hudson Hawk and 40 Days and 40 Nights. Okay, this guy's got hit and miss, it looks like.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 500 bits. Doug, I have some sad, terrible, awful news. I watched the 2017 Woody Woodpecker movie and its new sequel back to back. I didn't think it was possible for my brain to shrink 3 sizes, walk out of my earlobe, scream in pain, walk back inside my head so that I could scream in pain. I'm a broken man, Doug. I'll never recover.
Okay, so it's a sequel. I didn't know that. I thought they were just trying it again. I was just like, it looks exactly like the last one. They do. Oh, it's okay. So that makes a little bit more sense. And I had to mention earlier, I did see that pop up, and I didn't read the rest of it because I was just sold on. I have sad, terrible, awful news. I saw the 2017 Woody Woodpecker movie. I'm just like, I don't need any more. The context is that's fine enough. It just made me laugh.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the $5 super chat. I can think of 4 instances where a sword is sharp enough to easily sever shackles, so it seems shackles aren't even worth making. Do you agree?
Really? Wow. I didn't know. I always saw that in movies. I was like, yeah, right. But
Right.
I guess if that's really a thing that can be done, then yeah, perhaps. But where is the sword? This is far away. But that's chaos theory.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, can we get a clue to next week's NC review, please? P.S. Is it either Spider-Man Chronicles or Power Rangers 2017?
No. There's dinosaurs in it.
Interesting. Kevin Lane, thank you for the $20 super chat. Improv exercise. Before the oil crisis occurs, you discover a clean, cheap, alternate energy source that can supply unlimited free electricity to the world. Heads of the main oil companies now panic and try to sabotage it.
It's called unobtainium.
I was chosen.
I didn't hear the yes and, so I didn't know what to do.
Juliana, thank you for the $5 super chat. Since you have done top 11 Tom and Jerry and Animaniacs, could you please do a top 11 Looney Tunes shorts videos?
Maybe. I've thought about it. I do love Looney Tunes. It would be fun to check. I just feel bad because, like, at least half of them would be Chuck Jones. And I would feel like, I'm like stacking the deck against the other artists. But I would like to. I don't know how well it would do, but I'll write it down. I feel like there's got to be a time like in January where the numbers are just, nobody cares. I'm like, maybe that'll do it because I would like to do that. I think that'd be a fun list.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. Now that I know you like Christmas rom-coms, what do you think of The Holiday? On one of my mom's trips, she met Jude Law, who signed her DVD copy of the film.
Let me see if that's the one. I might have not seen this one because I heard it was so bad. Oh no, this is not the one. Okay, 2006. I didn't even know this was a Christmas movie. Okay. Yeah, but it's 2006. I mean, it's like I like the newer garbage. I like the perfected garbage. Some can say like, well, no, back then they're really trying to be sincere, and that's almost what makes it funnier. Fair, but I don't know. I like the. You know what it is? It has that 2006 look. I'm not a fan of the early 2000s in terms of like, visuals and stuff like that, where I feel like now the movies are enjoyably bad and they look gorgeous. They are just covered in Christmas all around the place. So unless it's legit good, I guess it could be legit good. I didn't even think about that.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Which movie based on a cartoon do you like more? The Powerpuff Girls movie or the Rugrats movie?
Probably the Powerpuff Girls. The action there was kind of fun. I didn't get into either that much, but Powerpuff Girls had some creativity in terms of the action sequences.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 23-month subscription on Twitch. Welcome back. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Sup, Doug and Heather. So with
Sup.
the ending of the Wish review, does that mean we'll get a Madam Web review in the very near future? Its home release is slated by the end of the month.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't wait. I don't know. That might be one, like, every once in a while we'll do, like, a first viewing where we just bring in, like, everybody. I might bring in as many people as possible in that. Just like, everyone, come on over. This is so much fun. I don't know. I had a blast watching it. My wife and I just laughed so hard all the way through. Maybe we're the only ones. Maybe it'll be like, what was it, Eternals, where it's like I'm the only one that found it funny. But, yeah, I had a good laugh with it.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 500 bits. Favorite part of Rat Race? For me, a toss-up between the helicopter pilot's sudden freakout or everything involving John Lovett's family and Hitler's car, which I assume, knowing YouTube's guidelines, disqualifies it for a potential NC review.
I didn't even think of that. That's a good point. Because I did have it on there and like something to review. I feel like I can find a way around that though. Like I said, because I can always bleep out, that guy's name. And it's something like Indiana Jones, just the imagery is everywhere. I don't know how you get rid of that, but in Rat Race I can maybe get around it. But favorite scene, anything with the brothers is great. I love the bit with the balloon, and then I love the bit with them trying to take the tower down. And we quote those moments all the time. Dwayne, stop the car, Dwayne. No, I think the scene right after the tower scene where the brother falls on the windshield and Seth Green starts to cry, and then the brother just looks at him and goes, that is, it's getting me going now. It's great. I love it.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 500 bits. For Wish, Lin-Manuel Miranda knows how to write musicals in pop style. For Wish, I read that they hired a pop songwriter without experience writing musical type songs. Feel bad for that person since they probably wrote what Disney asked them to.
And again, I don't think the melodies are that bad. I especially after reviewing it, seeing it a second time, I was humming those songs. It's the lyrics are what just killed it. I mean, they are impressively bad. And that's really a shame. But yeah, because I heard everybody really attack the songs. And again, I wanted to give a little credit. Like, I don't think it's the melodies. I really do think it's the lyrics. That's where it goes really, really bad.
Kevin, thank you for the $10 super chat. Improv exercise. The older a biological material is, the more enriching it is to vampires. Knowing that, the wars for oil around the world make a lot more sense.
What is called the blood of the earth? I don't know if that's true. I don't know where to go with that.
Jacob, thank you for the $10 super chat, part 1 of 2. Do you think the best modern Disney storytelling is a mix of their classic simple emotions, the adult ideas of Pixar, and a touch of the genre satire of DreamWorks? This is part 1 of 2, so there will be a part 2 to this.
Okay.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Back to the Future Part 2, what do you think of the part of the movie where Marty and Doc go to an alternate Hill Valley that is ruled by Biff? Oh, spoilers. No, I'm just kidding. That movie's so old. No.
Everything in that movie is, I don't know. I just never got into that one that much. And watching it again, I'm still like, yeah, I don't know. Like, the idea is clever. And Biff is great. I go back and forth between making him like legit really evil and just making him a funny doofus. I don't know. There's some things where it's like, well, I get you have to really fight against this bad guy and stuff like that. But you know what it is? When he was the bad guy in that future, he wasn't that funny. I thought all the other versions of him, as terrible as they made him, he was still funny. And I don't think that future Biff was very humorous. I could have used a little bit more laughs with him. But again, we get something like 3 or 4 different versions of him in that movie. So maybe I'm being too picky.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 500 bits. Your favorite Heather moment on NC? I can't decide between the Meta Aubrey Plaza skit and Grumpy Cat or her abruptly shutting you up and then panicking at the start of the Tombstone review.
Let me see. The man, there's one else or something. Oh, the in the Suicide Squad review, I love when she has to do all the weird movements and she does like the Macarena in there. Yeah, like that. That was pretty funny. But yeah, no, it's tough because there's a lot of funny characters with like Evil Jubilee and stuff like that. Yeah, like I feel like there's a lot of funny moments.
Diff Guy, thank you for the $5 super chat. This question is for Heather. What are some movies or shows Doug likes that you or the other CA crew hates and vice versa? I mean, I have a certain taste for trash. So I like a lot of the CW shows. Like, I love a good Riverdale, The Flash, Arrow, that I know like Doug and Rob don't necessarily get super into.
Rob got into a lot of those. And I always say I respect them. And I know it's intentional. It's just not usually my thing.
Yeah.
But did you ever see Morbius?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I gotta.
Like I said, I'm like the one critic in the world that was like, I don't know, I thought it was all right.
Felicity Keen, thank you for the £5 super chat. So is Madam Web the next NC review? If not, do we get a hint of what it is?
It has dinosaurs in it. That's the clue. And at some point, I will do Madam Web when we have like a hard copy of it. Definitely, I'm pretty excited to talk about that one.
89, thank you for the $5 super chat. Mr. Walker, I apologize for asking. Do you ever plan to review any of the first 3 Beverly Hills Cop films before the 4th comes to Netflix in July?
A review? Probably not. I have to sit down and watch them all in order because that is a movie series where it's like people ask, have you seen them? Yes, but not in order. You know, like I've seen them so often on TV, like they were always on TV growing up. And, you know, on stuff like Showtime and HBO and everything. So I have seen them, but I've never seen them like all the way through, like in order, in the proper order. And I remember liking them fine. But yeah, I should probably sit down and watch them all the way through before I give my official thoughts.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, here's an idea. The first thumbnail, wow, hello. The first thumbnail you have planned for your NC review, just use that second and the first last. The firsts are always the best.
Rob's not going to like that you said that. So I usually do the first ones, and Rob usually does the second ones. I will say what I like about them, we have totally different styles, and my style is much more, I'm not saying this is right, but the Mr. Beast style, just there's the face, there's the other face there. You can see on your phone, you can make out quickly what it is. Rob's is more, you have to kind of look at and see what's going on. Like that Superman 3 one is just so bizarre and so weird, but that's kind of what's fun about it too.
Yeah.
So I don't mind, and there are times where his are a lot better than mine. Like even just the very basic style, I'm just like, I don't know, I had 2 seconds to do this, and like he'll show his, I'm like, oh, that's so much better. So yeah, I think that depends on your taste. If you actually like really kind of stop and look at the title cards that he does, the ones that have really crazy layouts, they're exactly that. They have these fun layouts to them that I think are usually more creative than what I have, but I don't. But like shrunk down, they are a little cluttered. So I feel like it's kind of a pick your poison kind of thing.
Sabin, thank you for the 500 bits. No message, just the bits. Appreciate that. Elites, thank you for the 20-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back. Hello, Heather and Doug. Sorry, took a minute for my sub to work. Something about them not taking back credit cards. Hope you're both doing well. I just finished Wish before the review, and honestly, I enjoyed it. I get they played it safe, but overall was a solid film. Oh, because the movie, I wish you all the best of luck with the future of this amazing channel. These past 20 months have been nothing short of amazing. I'm grateful for this community. Hello.
But thank you so much. And yeah, there's people that like wish there were a couple people tell me before I reviewed it, oh, please be kind to it. I'm like, I don't think I can. I'm really mean to it. But yeah, no, as I always say, if you enjoy it, please enjoy it. Don't let some bald doofus, steer you elsewhere.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 500 bits. Do you ever have those moments writing NCs where you just blank and struggle to write skits involving Malcolm, Tamara, the cast, etc.?
Once in a while, more recently, because I do still have the fatigue and brain fog and stuff like that. And it is hard to come up with, either a joke or, a situation to work them in. And I like using them because I like, incorporating something more visual or kind of a funny idea in terms of like, getting a review across, if you can, why not try it? Why not experiment with it? But yeah, there are times where I'm just like, right now, I don't know. Cause like, I'll just suddenly sleep for like 2 days randomly and be like, shoot, I got to catch up on all this work and everything. And just be like, oh man, what am I going to do here? How am I going to work this in? How am I going to, like, I don't have the proper time to spend on it. Cause like I said, this will just completely knock me out. So I am seeing a specialist on it right now. She's not hopeful.
Oh,
so
no.
See where it goes. But yeah, it is one of those things where it's like, okay, I might be in it for the long haul, so I might have to figure some stuff out. But yeah, we'll see where that all goes. Sorry, that was a really long-winded answer for that.
Kevin, thank you for the $10 super chat. Improv exercise. Earth's finally run out of fossil fuels, so the U.S. decides to take drastic measures. Try to reach another dimension to find oil and other fossil fuels.
I think they should take Jurassic measures and go get the oil from the dinosaurs.
Ooh, interesting. JL, thank you for the $10 super chat. Waited for the stream to start. Would you ever do a review of Ben 10?
I hear it's good. I have not grown up with the show, though. I feel like you need somebody to really understand that show and watch it and know what it means to people. And yeah, I'm not that dude. I didn't grow up with it, and I don't have time to watch it all. But I hear it's very good, and something big happened.
Oh yeah, someone Small Movie World gifted subs over on Twitch for us to reach our goal over on Twitch.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I saw this icon flash in front of me. I was like, ooh, what is that?
Easy D, thank you for the $5 super chat. Any thoughts on reviewing the 1962 animated film Gay Paris, starring the voices of Judy Garland and Robert Goulet as cats in the 1890s France?
I've never seen the whole thing, and I should, because I'm a big Chuck Jones fan. I know he had a lot to do with that movie. The bits I saw, I'll be honest, weren't impressing me that much, but it was still very comfortable in what it was, if that makes sense. And I do like movies like that. So I'll probably watch it. I don't know if I'll review it because I don't know if anyone wants to see a review of it. I don't think many people even know what it is, but I'll try to check it out at some point. And I don't know, maybe do like a post about what I thought about it.
Chase, thank you for the $10 super chat. I discovered the best way to explain the praise for Galaxy Quest. It's like the Cable Guy. The character was a fan of movies and shows, while Galaxy Quest shows its love for fandom that IRL grew over time.
just don't become a creepy stalker. Aside from that, the whole focus of that movie, yes, it's very similar. No, I kind of know what you're talking about, though. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the $5 super chat. Improv exercise. You're the main character in a horror movie, but you survive simply by using common sense.
Improv. Sorry, I don't have any common sense. I'm sorry. I failed that one.
Oh, Doug. Morrissey, thank you for the $5 donation to Streamlabs. I've been on a Hunter S. Thompson kick lately, and I was wondering if I could get Raoul Puke's assessment on why Greece looks like Vegas.
We see this moron out there. He's like, he says he hates the entire movie. I saw a review, and he said the whole movie terrible, worst thing ever made, just because this part of Greek mythology looked like Vegas. He's crazy. It's the whole reason for it. They make casinos that look like Greece, and then suddenly he's like, hey, there's not a connection there, and I disagree, sir. I disagree. I think you're a moron. You have no idea what you're talking about, and I am truly bald. I don't have to fake it. So I think in the end, I'm right, you're wrong, as is.
Great. LPB the actor, thank you for gifting that sub over on Twitch to Leatherbelt. That Disney nerd, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen Civil War? I checked it out and I really enjoyed it. The action was visceral and engaging. It was crazy intense and the sound design was amazing. Every time someone shot a gun, it startled me. It felt like they had the gun beside my head and fired it. It was that loud.
It's one of those movies.
Uh-oh. Doug, come back. We're all scared. Oh, there
no.
You are. Okay.
You see me?
Yeah,
okay,
now we see you. Now we see you. Yeah.
Okay.
So all we heard was, it's one of those movies.
It's one of those movies.
It exists.
It exists. No, it's one of those where I feel like I probably shouldn't keep using this term because it's not fair to the movie, but it does feel like a movie I've seen it without having seen it. As soon as I saw the trailer, I'm like, okay, they're not going to go into the politics of this. They're going to go into what if we're just divided and we're not going to go into why. And it's going to be like an intense experience, like Children of Men, if it was just the fighting, and that was it. And that's what a lot of people are saying it is. And apparently it's done very well. And I guess there are a few ideas in there in terms of like how much do you separate yourself from the humanity in those situations. I do like stories like that. So maybe I'll check it out. Maybe I'll stream it. I'm not looking to see it on the big screen, but yeah, like I said, I have no doubt it's very intense and extreme and everything. I just feel like I've seen movies like that before, and I already kind of know what I'm going to get with it. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll see it. I'll be like, holy smokes, this really introduced something new and challenging that I didn't think of. But I feel like I already know what the movie is going to be because I do like that guy's work. At the very least, I'll stream it when it comes out. I don't know if I'll see it on the big screen.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Amphibia and Owl House, which friendship do you like more? Anne and Sprig or Luce and King?
It's weird. I like the characters of Luce and King more, but in terms of like a friendship, like, man, they had a good tight friendship. I would probably go with Amphibia. I just bought it a little bit more. They really seem like they really genuinely liked each other and worked well off each other. I don't know, like neither of them were like super funny, but they made up with it just by how kind they were to each other and how much they really looked out for each other.
Ymir, thank you for the $7 super chat. Hey, Doug, what are your thoughts on Gore Verbinski's filmography? There we go.
It stands out, which I think is good. When I see a movie of his, I can definitely tell it's his, and I think that's a good, it's good to have that identity. It's hit and miss, I guess, and that goes with the style too. I think there's a lot of times where he kind of, again, everyone used this term, but kind of gets drunk on his own style, and sometimes that can get in the way of the movie. But it is still one that stands out and is unique. And I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of directors where I feel like, well, anyone could direct that. That's a style everybody has. That's an editing, technique everybody has. Where when I see his, I'm like, okay, I know this is him. I know this is what I'm in for usually. And it's either going to work or it's not. And majority of the time, I think it doesn't work. But man, when it does, it's pretty cool. It's you know what? When his style works, he creates something really unique and fun. And I think that overshadows the times it doesn't work. Like, it was worth it. You know what I mean? It's worth getting through the bad moments to get to those good moments.
AMM Media, thank you for the $5 super chat. Bat credit card.
Cool.
Thank you.
Free in that one.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the $5 super chat. Improv exercise. A group of vandals gain worldwide attention by painting a city bridge completely blue from top to bottom, seemingly overnight.
Don't they know they can just paint a fake tunnel and the coyote can't get you? Come on.
JL, thank you for the $10 super chat. Thoughts on Toy Story 3 and what do you think of Toy Story 5?
I don't need any more Toy Stories. Honestly, Toy Story 3, it's a good movie. I didn't like it as much as 1 and 2. I thought the ending was like maybe a little too sappy. And there's a little bit of repeat in there, but it was good. It was a good ending, and they keep making more of them. I don't know why. I don't know why they don't just do like a Woody the Cowboy movie or, a Piggy Bank movie or something like that. Just follow one of the toys. I don't know why it still has to be Toy Story 5. Like, if you call it the last one Woody the Cowboy and cut down the usage of the other characters in there, I think that would have been fine. Would have been okay. But because we have to put it on the same pedestal as the other ones, yeah, that's how we're going to judge it, and it's just not going to be as good. So I don't know. I don't see the point in making more, but if they're going to make it, hopefully it's a better ending than 4.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug is the second most popular bald man on YouTube. The first is Steve Harvey. John, thank you for the $5 super chat. Unpopular opinion. Dory is the most annoying, obnoxious Disney sidekick. She's the Jar Jar of Disney. I'm a fan of Ellen. How dare they make her not funny?
But in an ironic twist, she is the best main character in Finding Dory. There's never been a better lead. I like her fine. I don't pretend I don't understand what some people, when they do find that character annoying. I get it. It's one joke. I mean, really. But they do give her a little bit more of like an emotional connection and a bit of a personality. But in terms of the humor, it is one joke. But I think it's a funny joke. I thought they worked with it well enough. I enjoyed it.
Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. I love the idea of good films with bad ads. 3 suggestions: Rescuers Down Under, The Iron Giant, and Galaxy Quest. The latter was released in Christmas because the studio had low faith in it. Oh, the irony.
It's funny you mentioned that. I'm literally editing a video about trailers right now, and I bring that up. I say how some good movies have bad trailers and some bad movies have good trailers. Yeah, no, it's very true. We were just talking about Pixar, and yeah, Pixar, I think, almost famously has bad trailers.
Yep.
I feel like, but the movies are usually pretty good.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 500 bits. So I watched the film last holiday season. It's basically just a cutesy rom-com remake of Fight Club, isn't it?
That's good way of putting it. I love it when I can see a trailer to something without even seeing the movie. I can guess what the twist is, and I won't give it away. But my wife wanted to watch it. And I said, I don't want to watch it. She's like, come on, it's a Christmas rom-com. I'm like, that's true. It's around Christmas time. I'm like, I bet this is the twist. And I was right. I didn't see a second of the movie. I just saw the trailer. I said, I bet this is the twist. And she was like, as we're watching it, she's like, oh, you're going to be right. That's going to be the twist.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey Doug, I know how you loathe the liar reveal trope, but I was wondering, what is your take on lying in general? Do you think it can hurt people? Does it depend on context, ends justify the means, and whatnot?
I feel like, as someone, I mean, we've all lied at some point. I mean, at the very least, we were all children, and we make up lies so we can get away with and stuff. I feel like if you're really smart and really clever, you do not have to lie that often. You can find, it's the Vulcan thing. You lied. I exaggerated. Like you can find different ways of phrasing. That's what lawyers do all the time. Hell, yeah, a lot of the cable news and stuff. They like using that, kind of ideology and stuff like that. So I think there is a legit intelligence to not lying. But am I going to act like I've always been smart enough, to find a way to not lie and stuff when I feel like I could spare someone's feelings or something? No, I've lied. Like I think everybody does. So I think if you're very, very smart, you know how to still get what is necessary without lying, but it is incredibly difficult to do it all the time, do it constantly. Well,
Oi Ram, thank you for the 500 bits. Doug, I've heard about new characters not advertised yet in Inside Out 2, and I'm kind of worried because they feel like repeats of characters or jokes from the previous movie.
we'll see. I kind of like we're not seeing what all the characters are, so we can be surprised by it. I don't know. What I've seen so far, it looks right. It looks like this is the direction it should go. I hope it's good. I know it's a different director too, but that's everything from the trailers is pointing to it's going to be, a decent flick. So I hope it is, because that's still the original is still my favorite Pixar movie.
Jacob, thank you for the $10 super chat. This is part 2 of 2. Their first part was that one about how Disney's their classic simple storytelling, part Pixar.
With the DreamWorks and again.
Yeah. Another reason I think Wish didn't work is it didn't blend the elements of Disney emotions, adult Pixar ideas, and DreamWorks meta humor in a way that was natural.
Yeah, it like I said, I mean, people kept making the joke it felt AI generated, and that's a very cruel thing to say, but it's like, I mean, you can all kind of see it, when they say that. I don't know. It just seemed like I'm not gonna have to like Disney takes a lot of risks. I mean, especially recently, like I feel like they really don't. But there needs to be something that takes you out of that feeling of, okay, we've seen this a million times before, and really innovate us, and get us into a mood of like, man, this is something new. This is something exciting. I'm feeling the strong emotion right now, and I just don't get just at the foundation or anywhere with that how that was supposed to work, at least with that story. Like I feel like you really need to start from the ground up and rework it. Like, why do I care about this? And I feel like they're probably thinking too hard about it. That's my guess.
Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hi, Heather. I have a potential mind blower for you. Did you know that Margaret Hamilton, who was the Wicked Witch in Wizard of Oz, was actually a school teacher? I wonder what her kids thought after seeing that. Yeah, she was a kindergarten teacher, I believe.
Was frozen today.
Yeah, no,
it's a fun fact.
She is. Look up interviews with her. She is very funny.
Mm-hmm.
And even when she got the role, I love the story of her talking about when she got the role. She said, my agent called me up and said, well, they want you to play a character in The Wizard of Oz. And I said, oh, who they want me to play? And he said, oh, the witch, of course. And she just says so straight face, like, yeah, I know. I know how I come across. She's like, that's why it was very easy being a teacher. I got control
I was frozen
in the classroom.
Mm-hmm. Fire Tower, thank you for the $5 super chat. First, did you watch Shin Kamen Rider movie? Second, hi, how's your day today?
Good. And no, and I don't know when it's gonna happen, man. Let me just tell you, it's sometimes, you'll get some people that like laugh. Did you see it yet? Did you see it yet? And there are some things I know I'm gonna get to. So I say, not yet, not yet. I don't think I'm going to get to this anytime soon. I am so behind on so many other things, not only work related, but just to watch in my free time too. I don't know when I'm going to get to that, man. So I'll try my best, but it's unlikely.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 500 bits. I rewatched Flight of the Navigator the other week, and man, I couldn't get the word compliance out of my head for days. It's not just me, right?
We said a lot after we saw. Of course, we were 5, but yeah, we did say that quite a bit. I still love that movie.
Jimmy Vance, thank you for the $5 super chat. Nice to see y'all again. Love you guys. What's your favorite Legend of Korra villain? Mine's Zahir. I think he's the best villain in both series.
Amon was pretty great. The idea about him is great. The voice actor is great. The design is great. He's just great.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the $5 super chat. Improv exercise. You let the hero win, didn't you? The villain then chuckles. It doesn't matter.
We've all lost.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, I've requested your presence at Fan Expo Dallas, and I don't know if they've contacted you. If not, please look into it yourself. Want to meet you.
I'll do my best. So I've been trying to do more conventions around here in the Midwest to get back into it. And like I said, the the stuff
was
is coming back, the
frozen
fatigue and
today.
everything, and it does get hard. It does get difficult. So, um, again, I have to see. I have to see if I still want to reach out to ones in different states and countries and stuff like that. Like I'm not against
was
it yet,
frozen
but
today.
man, there's like I said, this might be a long haul, and I might need to make some adjustments.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 500 bits. Another film I rewatched recently, The Big Lebowski, and for its major focus being on the dude and his friends going bowling, we never once see the dude bowl, and I never even realized that until now.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we never see. They talk about the championship. They never show that. There's like so many little things in there. Well, and then Rob was noticing this one time. He saw it where when Donnie bowls and he misses the one pin is left, and he thinks it's like an omen. And it's like, sure, it's that too, but his right arm, he's really looking like, what's wrong with my arm and stuff like that. And you know what's going to happen to him. You know the connection to the right arm. And he says if you watch him, he's constantly going like this in the background. It's like, all right. Like, so there are funny little cell touches in there for a film that really adds up to very little.
Chase, thank you for the $5 super chat. I would love to see you do Tropic Thunder in February with Malcolm throughout the review, constantly giving you a death glare that would rival Don Bluth.
Well, that's kind of a funny idea. I do have it on the list because I do like that movie. I want to talk about. Originally, I was going to do it as an editorial, but that is kind of funny. I'll think about that. That's pretty funny.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the $10 super chat. Improv exercise. Do you think he's dead? You idiots. Dead men don't walk. Unless he's a zombie. We're going to need to remove his teeth. Someone call a dentist.
No, you leave Jesus alone.
Sorry, it took me a second to process that one. Count Dooku, thank you for the $5 super chat. Do you like any other Milos Forman movies besides Amadeus, like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or People versus Larry Flint?
Yeah, Cuckoo's Nest is one of those where it's like, I don't know what I think of the writing in it. And my aunt always had a great thing about it. She said just nothing screamed more rebel movie, I'm a rebel movie, than that film. But I love the directing in it. It's just such a well-directed movie that I think really elevates what's an okay enough script. Again, I think it's very, 70s of that time and everything. But the directing in it is very, very good. And the acting, for that matter, too. So, yeah, no, he was very talented.
Carr, thank you for the $10 super chat. Here are some old versus new ideas. West Side Story and Miracle on 34th Street.
I was almost going to say which one for Miracle, but it's like, yeah, probably the Mara Wilson and the Natalie Wood one's probably what people want to see. Mm-hmm. Most of it would go to the original. I'm one of the few. I want to know your take on this, Heather, too. Did you see the Mara Wilson one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like the argument at the end better than the letters with the dollar bill. Did you like the letters more, or did you like the dollar bill?
It's been so long. Let me see. I mean, I have a special attachment to the Mara Wilson Miracle on 34th Street just because I was like the perfect age for that.
Yeah.
So I do kind of like that one better and the ending on that one better. So
yeah, that remake, it's almost good. There's just a few too many things I'm just like, no, that doesn't make sense, or that doesn't work. But like the elements that work, especially Attenborough as Santa, that's such a perfect choice. Mm-hmm. It's like I'm so close, but like the original I do think is better, with the exception of that ending. I think that ending is better.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Which Disney villain do you think is more bland? Rourke from Atlantis or Shang Yu from Mulan?
I guess Rourke, because he was kind of a cool character at first, and he's going to be the bad guy, but it's like, oh, come on, maybe they won't do it. Come on, keep him a good guy. I think he'd be really fun as a good guy. Nope, he's the baddie, and he's so bland. At least with the other dude, immediately when you see him, he's going to be the bad guy, and he at least does some really menacing things in a menacing way. I don't know. Rourke was a real letdown for that.
Darth Payne, thank you for the 500 bits. Hi again, Doug. After reviewing a movie or show, do you look up other YouTube reviews of the same thing? Of the critics I watch, you, Brad Jones, Movie Bob, Drinker, Jeremy Johns, and Smeghead can have wildly different opinions on the same thing, except Velma. Everyone hates Velma.
I didn't know there's one called Smeghead. That's funny. Sometimes I do. I mean, a lot of it's just I don't have time to. Which then, but I will say this: whenever I watch them, sometimes it's just to watch them because I enjoy their opinions and stuff. But then other times it's to make sure I'm not doing a similar joke, or if I'm gonna have a similar opinion, maybe saying it in a slightly different way, because I don't want to just repeat what everybody has said. I mean, because that's the thing. I like having, at the very least, a slightly different point of view from other people, or like giving a different angle on a film. So yeah, I will try to watch others for that reason, and also because I like their stuff. But yeah, it's hard to find time.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 500 bits. Knowing your dislike for Matthew Broderick, it makes this one line in Ferris Bueller all the funnier. Golly, Heather. Incredible. One of the worst performances of my career.
Man, that's a good point. If I ever do another movie with him and he's, his usual self, I'm totally playing that. That's a great clip to play.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Who do you think is the better villain, Aggie from Paranorman or the other mother from Coraline?
I'll say Aggie. It's close, but I mean, there's just so much more backstory, so much more meat to the character. But I mean, it really is apples and oranges, isn't it? Because the other one, you don't know much about the other one. There's a little bit of a history, but not much. She's just rotten, where the other one really goes into how was this, this evil force and everything, created. So yeah, they're both very, very good and very, very different.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hi, Doug. This week's been hell for me. Having to put down one of my dogs, 19 years old, and college finals.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's rough. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, that's always really rough to hear.
Hopefully, Doug can bring a smile to your face today.
Yeah.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the $5 super chat. Improv exercise. Doctor, you're going to have to return to the lab. The corn became self-aware. Again?
Did you add that again, or
No, it was there.
That was in there. Mm-hmm. You don't need any improv on that. I think that's perfect the way it is.
I was frozen today.
Gay Burritos, thank you for the $10 super chat. You ever think you will review the Tremors franchise? Been watching you for years and would love to see your opinion on it.
I'll probably do the first one. It's one of those where I kind of found out everybody's talked about it. So I'm like, oh, and it is fun to talk about. I mean, there's a reason why, but I'm like, I don't know, am I going to be able to add anything that new? And I'm like, well, I've been away from it for a long time. I haven't seen it in years. I'm like, maybe I can add something kind of fun to it. I don't know. If I do it, it'd probably be like around Nostalgia Ween or something.
Dorito, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hi, I hope this week finds you both well. I recently got back into collecting Blu-rays and DVDs. What are 3 of your favorite commentary tracks?
A lot of Terry Gilliam ones are very good. I love watching his commentary of Brazil. That's my favorite movie. And he also, I guess I can't say this, somewhere on there he just goes F Gene Siskel. I just love there's a commentary that says that. What's some other good ones? Star Trek 2 has a good commentary. Not Peter Blade. William Peter Blatty and William Friedkin do a really good one for Exorcist. I don't think they're in the same room together, though there's a fun interview they have together, which is very fun to watch. But yeah, they both give commentaries, and they're both very, very good.
Trip Corey, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you ever seen Charlie Brown's first theatrical film, A Boy Named Charlie Brown? It's a full, mean, friggin' deep.
Yes, and before I answer that, back to the last one. The Evil Dead movies have fantastic commentaries. Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell, they are hilarious. Just wanted to bring that up too. With that said, yes, I have seen that one. It is very good, and I grew up with it. I think that's a good movie to grow up with. There's a lot of good Peanut stuff that I think it's just good for kids to see. It's entertaining, but it's very much like, well, yeah, just things don't always go your way, and for some reason we keep going. We don't know what it is, but it's something special. I feel like that's what those specials do and those movies do, and I feel like that one maybe more than any of them probably gets that the best.
Lime Peel, thank you for the £5 super chat. No message, just the chat. Juliana, thank you for the $5 super chat. What did Rob work as before helping you with the NC?
He was a masseuse, actually. He went to school to learn how to be a massage therapist, and yeah, that's what he did for a while.
Senda, thank you for the $2 super chat. Fire Tower, thank you for the $5 super chat. Fun fact, Shadow was supposed to be different, called Terios the Hedgehog. Look more like Sonic, but they went with the design we all know.
I was going to say, they got to mean for the game, not the movie, right? That'd be a weird choice.
Yeah, right. JL, thank you for the $10 super chat. Will there be a new top 5 best of Power Rangers episodes? Because the ones on there currently are 6 years old. No, we don't do top 5 anymore, unfortunately. Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. As far as Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy in 2025, the first book is all you need to read. Also, Alice Madness Returns retcons the first game a bit, so just watch a gameplay, then play its fantastic sequel.
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Yeah, maybe it will. And yeah, it might be fun to look at Hitchhikers again.
JT McHenry, thank you for the subscription over on Twitch. Small Movie World, thank you for the 500 bits. Not counting Alien 3 because that's too easy. The weakest David Fincher film you've seen. I thought Mank was sort of underwhelming by his standards.
You know, he's made so many that I don't know. I don't know if I've seen enough. I mean, I've seen plenty of them. Let me see. I never did see Zodiac. He's directed 95 things. What?
95?
95. What? Oh, okay. Some of these gotta be like, well, like music videos or something. Like, oh, wait. No, it says director. Weird. Huh. Wow. Oh, okay. They are including a lot of the music. Okay, they're including like all his music videos here, which are very good. But okay, that makes more sense. You know, I shouldn't say this because I think people are gonna want to kill me. I like this movie fine, but I never got that into 7. I thought it was a little overhyped, but I think that's why. I think I went in with a lot of hype. I already knew the ending, you know, that might play a part. But yeah, and it's good. It's a good movie, but I never got that crazy into it.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Since you mentioned that Wish was a chart movie, I'm surprised you didn't use the chart guys. Any note when they're going to appear again?
We could probably use them again. Yeah, I don't know. They are fun to use, and I don't know. There's somewhere I'm sure we can work them in there. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. For the next commercial video, please talk about the Burger King mascot. His commercials are weird, but his craziest is a 30-second ad called Wake
I
Up
was
with
frozen
the
today.
King BK Joe. $20 for you to see his creepy eyes now.
Yeah, I've seen some of them. I don't know what I would say about him. Everyone kind of knows him. I feel like I've made jokes about him in the past. I had this weird, I don't even remember what the reference was. I think it was just a non sequitur or something where I say like elephant and then suddenly the Burger King pops up and just like it was like the clearing the plate kind of thing, you know. So yeah, I don't know what I would say. He's kind of self-explanatory. I don't know. If I can think of something unique, I will, but I don't know. Can't think of anything top of my head.
The Paint Huffer, thank you for the $5 super chat. Stupid question. Been getting into an old show from the 80s,
today.
Pound Puppies, as of late, and wanted to ask how you feel about it. Just curious.
When I was a kid, I loved it. I'll say this, because that is one of those shows just to only for the nostalgia. I'll go back and watch it, you know, and I drop, you know, a gummy or two, but you know, and I'll go watch that stuff just to relive the good old days and stuff, and then laugh at how like lame this is and stuff. But I'm blanking on her name, but the actress who played Ursula, she's the villain in that, and
oh yeah,
I think that's where and she's a parody of Mommy Dearest, which is very, very funny, and just that not only is that voice so great, but again, I think that's where I put together, man, this is the same voice as the grandma from Garfield and Ursula. And she doesn't change her voice at all. And I never put together it was the same person. I think it's the first time I really started to think about, man, you don't really need to change the voice. It really is just changing the performance that can just completely alter something, like just a completely different identity.
Pat Carroll is the actress's name
Pat
that you were
Carroll.
thinking of. Thank you,
Thank you.
chat. King Skyrim, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, Doug, longtime fan. A friend showed me NC in 2008 when we were 10 years old in the heydays of Newgrounds and Toonami. I'm 26 now. Thanks for trucking.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Whenever we go to conventions, we are hearing more and more people say, "Hey, I grew up with you." And I always say, when we started these conventions, we had people in their 20s and 30s come up to us, and now 17 years later, we still have people in their 20s and 30s coming up to us, and that's so funky. We just didn't know there was like a younger audience watching us too.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the $5 super chat. So, Doug, we are getting a food fight documentary and a Jim Henson documentary this year.
Is it wrong to say I'm more interested in the food fight one?
I don't think so.
I've seen so many Jim Henson ones. That's why. I mean, I wouldn't be like, if you haven't heard of either. I mean, we'll go watch Jim Henson, obviously. But I've seen so many Jim Henson documentaries and read books and stuff like that I haven't seen that many on food fight. I'm pretty curious.
Night King, thank you for the $5 super chat. Ever thought of doing NC on Beverly Hills Ninja? Watched it last night and was as bad as I remember, but still laughed at how bad it was.
Yeah, I don't remember if it's good or bad. I remember laughing at when I saw it, but how do I put it? I laughed even though I knew I shouldn't laugh, if that makes sense. I'm like, I know
Yes.
this isn't like the best humor, but it's like the Ace Ventura movie. It's like, it is making me laugh. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I never have done a Chris Farley movie. That'd be a fun one to do, because I feel like everyone would want me to do Tommy Boy or Black Sheep, which I legit don't like. I like Chris Farley, but I don't like those movies. I know people would kill me, but Beverly Hills Ninja, I feel like I could maybe pull something out of that.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. I know you do crossovers with celebrity guests for reviews. Maybe you can have Don Bluth help with Titan AE, especially since he apparently didn't like doing it.
Maybe. I also don't like to push him too far either. I mean, it's been a while since I've talked to him, but it is one of those things where it's like, I'm so thankful for like what he's done and, what we've done in the past and everything, that I feel like if I ask again, I'm pushing it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm already just so thankful, and I don't want to ruin that, if that makes sense. Maybe he totally agrees, but I'm like, I don't want to ruin, that nice thing that we had there.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 500 bits. Any movies you didn't like but so badly want to like? Rocky 5 immediately springs to mind for me.
I can see that. Every time I watch the original Ninja Turtles movie, I really want to like it more. I want to agree with everybody and say, yeah, this is like a dark, edgy, definitely independent style movie. And, it's got a real edge to it, but, it's still fun and still all that stuff. And every time I watch it, I'm like, look, I like this, but it's not good. It's stupid. It makes no sense. What, you just sit there, close your eyes, and you can communicate in a fire with a blue rat in it? No, this makes no sense. This is crazy. But I still love it. I love it.
Great Pretender, thank you for the 500 bits. In your Rocky and Bullwinkle review, how did you come up with the idea for a full-on Amadeus parody? Your Solari impression was gold.
Oh, thank you. I absolve you. I don't know. I was just watching it. Both Rob and I were watching it, and I'm like, am I crazy, or is this kind of smart? Like, in what it's giving. Like, you can't say it's not Rocky and Bullwinkle. And when we were done, we were like, oh no, we might like this. And we know part of the idea is that it's kind of supposed to be bad, but the original kind of was too. It was both really smart but really bad at the same time, and that's what this movie was doing. We're just like, how do I come to grips with this? I just got the idea of like Salieri just in a madhouse, just being like, oh, I don't know how to take it. Oh, God is trying to punish me. I can't put this in a box, kind of thing. So yeah, it just came from there.
Christopher Killian, thank you for the $6 super chat. Doug, I've always wanted to know who wrote the NC opening theme song. Did you compose it? Also, NC review on The Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan possible.
That'd be kind of a fun. Oh man, I don't do old versus new anymore, but actually, Parent Trap would be really interesting because they're both good movies. And I wrote the. So when I say I wrote the music, I hummed how it should go. How it should be different. And then I'm blanking now. Was it because original was for the Moulin Rouge review, but I can't. I think Brent did all the songs already, and then I said I needed one more, and he said he couldn't, get it in time. So I forget if my dad composed it or if Skitch composed it. So the theme itself, that's the sketch, but it's off of a version of The Show Must Go On that I wrote, and I can't. I think my dad composed the original. I think like did the orchestrations for it, but I think I had to go back in the credit. I think I credited them in the Moulin Rouge review, so it's probably there.
Lime Peel, thank you for the £5 super chat. Hey, Doug, really loved the Wish review today. Glad I skipped the movie. I think the songs would have annoyed the crap out of me. Can't wait for next week.
Again, I stand by the melodies are not bad. The lyrics would annoy the hell out of you, though.
John Hoffland, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thoughts on the Coen brothers film A Serious Man?
Oh, I like it. I like it a great deal. I like if you know the story of Job, it makes a lot of sense. Even if you don't, it's still a riveting, fascinating story. So I like you can watch it either way with that in mind.
Geek Chorus, thank you for the $2 super chat. Trip Corey, thank you for the $5 super chat. Did you know that there was a Never-Ending Story cartoon in the late 90s that was actually pretty decent compared to the sequels, at least? Thoughts?
Oh, interesting. Okay, I knew there was a cartoon. I didn't hear if it was good or bad. Knowing that is actually kind of interesting. I say I'll try to check it out, but I never will. If I had time, I definitely would. I would love to. I just know I'm not going to have time. But it sounds interesting.
Count Dooku, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you considered a James Bond month where you review all 4 Pierce Brosnan films? Maybe you could make a Bond-like theme song for it.
I like James Bond. I'm not a super fan of them, and I get why people are. And I like watching them. I enjoy them. I like comparing the different Bonds and the different styles and stuff like that. But it's not something I'm passionate about. If I'm really going to talk about a lot of these movies, a lot of the subject, I got to be really passionate about it. Brad Jones, the Cinema Snob, he talks about a lot of those movies a great deal. And he's a super fan of James Bond. So he's probably the better person to watch for that.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 500 bits. Would you still continue Disney-cember after the NC is retired? I imagine you'd have your schedule eased up a ton more throughout the year.
Oh, yeah. Well, and, every time I say, like, at some point I'll kill the NC and stuff like that, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I like doing this too much. I like talking about movies too much. I like talking about animation too much and shows and all that stuff. So I'll still be around doing, some form of this, whether it's like just the NC without the outfit or it's more just at my desk here or something like that. Like, I don't know. But yeah, as of now, I have no plan of like leaving just cold turkey YouTube because I like it too much. I like y'all too much.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In BioShock Infinite, what did you think of the bond between Elizabeth and Booker?
I liked it, and it gets, obviously, without going to spoilers, it gets more and more interesting as it goes on. You do see the connection, and it's it's funny because everyone's acting like it was a huge twist. And while I didn't see it coming when they revealed it, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense. And it wasn't quite the mind-blowing thing I think everyone else had, but it was good. It made sense. It added up. And I think both those actors especially had a real good chemistry. It sounded like they were in the same room talking. I'm wondering if they did that. I mean, probably not because Manny got recorded a lot for games, but it sounded like they were, and that's a big compliment.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 500 bits. Also, post-NC, I'd love to see Real Thoughts return, or something similar like a roundtable podcast format with the whole cast just chatting about a particular film or subject. Off the cuff and minimal editing required for your poor, seemingly perpetually fatigued, brain-fogged self.
We've talked about that at some point. We go back and forth, because on the one hand, everybody has a podcast. I mean, everybody. But on the other hand, like, we are like, man, we'd be good at it. I mean, we can ramble so well. So we always go back and forth on it, and a lot of times when we're shooting something, we like just having conversations. I think even Walter was saying, like, if you just recorded what you talked about right now, that'd be really interesting. Like, people would really dig these conversations. So maybe at some point we'll do it. I don't know. I almost feel like I want to let the podcast stuff kind of die down more before we do it, if that makes sense. I guess it's starting to, but it's not there yet.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you seen Gay Paris with Judy Garland and animated by Chuck Jones?
Somebody just asked that. And I've seen bits of it, but not the whole thing. And I should sit down and watch the whole thing because I'm a big Chuck Jones fan, but not yet.
Leaf, thank you for the $5 super chat. Do you like Madoka Magica? Was just curious.
Why do
It's an
I
anime. I
know that?
know Rob and I
Yeah.
have talked about it around you.
Magic. Let me just look
I
at.
know Rob and I have definitely talked about it around you.
Is this the one where it starts off like one thing and then like maybe 5 episodes in it just completely changes course and there's like a huge.
Maybe.
Okay. Um, so I've seen a little bit. I do kind of know what the change course, the surprise kind of is. It does look cool. But I have not seen much of it. It's another one of those where I'm like, I don't know when I would get around to watching it, but it does sound like something that would be pretty fun because of the change that they have there.
Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. Mind blower, Jessie's backstory and song When She Loved Me was almost cut from Toy Story 2. Randy Newman didn't think kids could get through a scene like that, even if it made Tom Hanks and Tim Allen cry.
I'm glad they kept that in. You know me, I'm not a huge, Randy Newman fan in terms of the, his songs and everything, but that's a good song. And it's a good section to have it. And it's one of the few animated movies, or a few musicals, I should say, where there's only one musical number. A lot of times that's very jarring, and you usually don't want that. You want at least a couple, or you want the song pretty early on. So the fact that there's only one, and it's right in the middle of the movie, and it still really, really worked. I think does show the power of that song. As much as I make fun of them, I think that's a legit, really good song. It doesn't even make you think about how odd it is that there's only one song in this movie. Okay, technically two at the end, the penguin sings, but that doesn't count.
Murder Spagurter, thank you for the 500 bits. Doug, I found out about Demolition Man thanks to your NC about it years ago, and now it's one of my favorite guilty pleasures. Thank you for the years of laughs and great times. Phoenix!
Phoenix! Yeah, I love it. I still watch it every once in a while. It's great.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 500 bits. Do you remember the first time you were recognized in public for NC? Was it surreal?
Yeah, and I wasn't good at it. The first couple times I was recognized, I didn't know how to react, so I reacted very awkwardly and uncomfortably, like, yeah, thanks, okay, you can go away now, Kathy. And my dad saw it, I think the second time I was recognized, and he said, look, you would not be anywhere if it wasn't for these people, these fans and everything. I said, I know, I legit don't know what to do. I've never been in this situation before. And because he used to conduct for the Navy band, and stuff like that, he gave a great word of advice. So there's two things. I saw this on, it's gonna sound weird, but on To Kill a Mockingbird, there's a documentary about Gregory Peck on there, and I saw how he reacted to fans, and it was so warm and so genuine and so kind. I'm like, holy smile, I want to be like that guy. That guy's amazing. And then a word of advice that my dad gave me, he said, act like, even if it's something you've heard a million times, act like it's the first time you've heard it. I really love your videos. Oh my God, thank you so much. That's so kind of you to say, man. That's just so, thank you so much. Because then that's getting across what they want to hear. And you are legit telling them the truth. That really is amazing when somebody says that to you. But, how do you react when you've heard it a million times? So I think if you just recreate that moment, you recreate that feeling of, man, this really is something special. It then does actually become something special, between the two of you. So yes, that really, really helps.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What's your favorite Joker episode in Batman the Animated Series?
I don't know if it's my favorite episode, but it's my favorite idea. I love the Joker's favor, where the guy just cuts him off on the street and he hunts him down, and he decides not to kill him, but he says, one day I might ask for a favor. I'm going to keep an eye on you. And for years, he doesn't ask anything. He lets him live his life, but he keeps tabs on him. And finally, years later, he calls him up, and he has him just open a door to bring a cake in. And then he's also going to kill him. It is so sick and so twisted, just really taking the idea of the Joker to like just a whole new level. And it's such a both incredibly complicated but incredibly simple and twisted idea. So the episode itself, it's a good episode, but just that idea is so terrifying.
Chris, thank you for the $5 super chat. Do Brave Little Toaster to the rescue for Disney-cember.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I went right from the first one to Mars for some reason. But that Mars one was actually okay. I legit weirdly enjoyed that. So yeah, maybe I will check out the second one.
John, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you seen the underrated show Kidding, starring Jim Carrey? It only had 2 seasons, but has a very unique premise and is not like any other show.
I saw maybe the first two episodes, and it wasn't bad, but it is one of those where I was distracted by Jim Carrey's acting. All I could see was Jim Carrey. I could not see this character. I could see him just doing a performance. And that, sadly, is a problem I've had with Jim Carrey whenever he's tried to do, and not always, but sometimes when he's tried to do a serious performance where I'm like, I'm just seeing him act. You know what I mean? And that was one of those. And so I should probably sit down and watch the whole thing because it did look kind of interesting. But yeah, and I'm not even saying it's like awful. It's not like a terrible performance. Just I have the same problem with DiCaprio. All I can see is the actor acting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I should give it another shot though.
Juliana, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you heard of Sugar and Spice, a movie where a pregnant teen and her friends rob a bank? You should check it out and review it.
Sugar and Spice movie. Let me see. I do remember. Oh, that's the one. Okay, it's fine because we were talking about this at the last con. I thought it was a what's the other one? Not Set It Up. What's it called? Not Bring It On.
No.
Maybe it's Bring It On. No, it could be Bring It On, where they get to the the lineup taking the mug shots and they all do like the cheerleader stance, like that. And I thought it was this other movie, but it's Sugar and Spice. But that said, no, I've never seen this movie. I think it's supposed to be good, but I'll try to at least watch it just on my own.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 500 bits. I just saw Shrek 2 in the theater for its 20th anniversary, and I Need a Hero scene hit so much harder on the big screen. Still an all-time DreamWorks classic.
I love it, man. That's still like one of my all-time favorite comedies. And people were telling me, you gotta see it on the big screen. I'm like, I saw it so many times on the big screen. I don't need to see it again. I have such a good memory of that. Some movies I just saw so often. I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm good. It's still up here. Like, there's so much other stuff that was pushed out of my brain, but I still remember the experience of watching that movie several times and the audience reactions and everything.
The Gay Burritos, thank you for the 500 bits. No message, just the bits. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you ever played Luigi's Mansion? If you have, what'd you think?
Actually, I played a little bit of it here on Twitch in the early days when we were just meeting at the studio and doing that. I was liking it. It didn't it's funny because now that I've played more games, I get more of a feel for like the type of games I get into. And while the game's totally fine, it's not one I really got into. I do get much more to the ones that we've been playing, here, the I don't know, what would you call them, Heather? Just basic beat 'em ups.
What that you've been playing is more action adventure.
Yeah. I like when I want to let off steam, I like just playing something where I beat the crap out of somebody or chop them up or something like that. I'm very basic that way. And in Luigi's Mansion, oh, you suck up the ghost. All right, cool. But, they're already dead. So what can you do?
We are going to have to pick up the pace a bit here.
Gotcha.
We're an hour behind still.
Gotcha.
James, thank you for the $5 super chat. Originally for Roger Rabbit, the role of Judge Doom was going to be played by Tim Curry, but he was deemed too scary. Would he have done better than Lloyd?
He would have been different. He would have been good. Lloyd has a little bit more of like the uptight stick in the mud than I think Curry does. So I think Lloyd would have been a little better, but I think Curry would have been pretty cool.
Chase, thank you for the $10 super chat. Fun fact about Galaxy Quest Saris's character, line delivery and his name was made intentionally bad. The director had a critic that didn't like his film, so this was his way of getting back at him.
I did hear that. Yeah, I was looking up some info about it. I did see that. It's pretty funny.
Jack, thank you for the €5 super chat. Hi, Doug. I watched your reviews of Wish, and I have to say, as the movie wasn't as bad as people made it out to be, but still understand why it wasn't good.
It's one of those, I saw it, I was on the same boat. I'm like, it's bad, but it's not the worst. And then watching it again, I'm like, it's the worst than I remember. But it's not the worst Disney movie, but it's not that great.
Strider for Life, thank you for the $5 super chat. There's the CGI animated show called Superbook. You probably heard of it. It's about two teens and a robot experiencing stories in the Bible.
Superbook? No.
Yeah, Superbook.
I was going to say, oh, is that what this was called? Holy smokes. I didn't know that's what it was called. I remember this, the robot and everything. Yeah, holy smokes. Okay. No, I've seen the original, the 81 show. That's a fact. I didn't know they remade it. Huh, interesting.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 500 bits. Your favorite Star Trek character? My runners-up are Picard and Khan, but I adore Bones most. He's an example of someone who whines and complains a lot, but always makes it entertaining and never annoying.
Yeah, probably Q. I like Q a great deal.
The Gay Burritos, thank you for the 520 bits. Ever think you'll review the Tremors franchise?
I've thought about at least doing the first one maybe for Nostalgia Wayne.
Train Kid, thank you for the $5 super chat. Would you consider doing a review of the first Smokey and the Bandit? It's a damn fun time and still one of my favorite movies.
I do really like it. It is one of those where I don't know what I would add to it aside from saying this is funny, this is clever, but it is a very good movie.
Sean, thank you for the $2 super chat. I normally wouldn't read it, but they're saying it's their birthday. Sean Carnage, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 500 bits. What franchise do you believe should have stopped at one movie? My pick, RoboCop.
Yeah, that's right. They do a sequel to that. Man, I'm sure there's a ton, but I'm blanking on them. I don't know. Just about all the Disney animated movies because they'll have sequels, don't they?
I don't know what I'm doing. Thank you for the £5 super chat. Hey, Doug, have you ever seen Yonderland? It's a fantasy comedy series with Jim Henson style puppetry.
How do you say? Oh, Yonder?
Yeah, Yonderland.
No, I never even heard of this. Okay, try to check this out. Huh.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug Walker has never seen a Paul Newman movie, but has seen all 4 Chipmunk movies and Rhapsody Kids.
Damn right. Because that's my life.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 500 bits. You know what's an overlooked dark Disney moment in the 101 Dalmatians when the 15th puppy is born, not breathing, and has to be resuscitated? Dude was almost witnessed a stillborn in a Disney animated picture.
Yeah, but he comes back. It doesn't count.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you ever seen the Back to the Future animated series?
A little bit. I don't remember it being that good. I remember it really focused on the 2 little boys, a lot Jules and Vern. And even when I was a little kid, I'm like, I don't want to see them. I want to see Marty McFly. I want to see, Doc and all that.
JL, thank you for the $10 super chat. Heather, did you hear that Supernatural will be back in 2025? I had heard that. I have some friends who are super into it, but I actually have never seen a full episode. No, a full season. I've seen episodes. A full season of Supernatural. Jonathan, thank you for the $5 super chat. Disney December theme ideas. Sports documentaries, like the Ric Flair one. You could include a defunct Land YouTube series in it.
I like a lot of those sports films and stuff like that, but I mean, I feel like they're already kind of in there anyway. I can just work in a few more, like it's already under the Disney umbrella. I'll try to review more. I don't know if that would be like the theme though.
James, thank you for the $20 super chat. In Beauty and the Beast, Belle wears blue, the townsfolk wear normal neutral colors, but the Beast and Gaston have blue eyes and start with red clothing, and only Beast changing to blue to show he will be the one with Belle.
Ah, that's a good point. Never thought of that.
Small Movie World, thank you again for gifting those 8 subs to help us reach our goal. Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. You were a freelance illustrator before The Critic. Did you do the thumbnails for the early reviews? Regardless, is there a way to see them all, including first draft of past 6 months for algorithm notice?
No, that was a dude named Marrowbot, and he used to, maybe he still does. He used to have like either a profile site or like a DeviantArt or something like that, and he would post a whole bunch of those. So I'm sure you can still find it. They were good stuff. They were good drawings. But yeah, just YouTube changes in terms of thumbnails that we're trying to go a little bit more for like, the Mr. Beast style, a little bit more, that seems to be what goes well with the algorithm.
AOT fan, thank you for the $5 super chat. What do you think about Evangelion and how it affected anime culture and robot culture? I love that show. I'm a mecha girly. I love mecha anime. I love Evangelion, and I would be lying to you if I said I watched Evangelion in high school and didn't absolutely fall in love with it because it was so edgy and whatever. I don't hate it. I understand how some people have an issue with how it did affect the mecha genre, but I love it.
Yeah, I've heard everyone that talked about it loved it. Have mixed thoughts about the ending, I guess.
Oh yeah.
But I've never actually seen it though. I'm sorry.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Even taking out the excessive gross out humor in Osmosis Jones, I was pretty disturbed by how negligent Bill Murray was towards his daughter in that movie. I guess that might have been the point, but the film did nothing to have us identify with him or his pain.
I agree. They make him so annoying in that movie. It isn't just the gross out stuff. He's just not a likable character.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 500 bits. Will we ever have a dark tune about the grim adventures of Billy and Mandy?
We've talked about it, but again, we need a physical copy, and the DVDs are crazy expensive. There's not many of them. And also, I haven't done Dark Toons in a really, really long time. So I like to because everyone says the show is really good. But I don't know when that's going to happen yet.
Ruben Hall, thank you for the $5 super chat. A film called Hundreds of Beavers, and it's actually like SpongeBob meets Looney Tunes meets The Lighthouse meets Monty Python. It's outstanding.
That's what I'm hearing. I kept seeing this thumbnail for it. I'm like, what is this? It's like a college comedy? I don't know what it is. I sort of never clicked on it. And then like on Rotten Tomatoes, it's getting these amazing scores. And I saw the trailer for it. I'm like, oh, this isn't at all what I thought it was. So yeah, I actually really do want to check it out.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 500 bits. Thoughts on Martin Scorsese's eyeing Leonardo DiCaprio to play Frank Sinatra in a Frank Sinatra biopic?
I think those two need a divorce. I mean, sometimes they're fine, but I'm one of those, like, again, like Jim Carrey, I always feel like he is acting his heart out, going 100,000,000%, but 90% of the time, I just see the actor. And I like ones where I can see more, the character as opposed to the actor. But it's not always true. There's some where he really wins me over.
Christopher, thank you for the $5 super chat. Heather and Doug, who are your favorite spider characters introduced in either Into or Across the Spider-Verse?
Spider Noir is pretty awesome.
Fantastic.
And Spider-Gwen really grew on me in the second one. I mean, she was already pretty great, but she was really good in the second one.
She's amazing. She's my favorite.
Yeah.
Caleb, thank you for the $1 super chat. Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Did you ever watch the recent animated Adam Sandler film Leo? If so, thoughts?
Not yet. It's on my queue, and someone's
We
even
were
saying
literally just talking about it before a stream.
Yeah, because somebody said in the Wish review, it's weird to think that the Adam Sandler anime movie was kind of a better Disney film than the 100-year celebration. I'm like, I still gotta see it. Everyone says it's really good. I gotta get around to it.
The Experiment, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen a show called Tokyo Vice? It's on Max and it has 2 seasons. Spoiler alert, it's really good.
On Tokyo. But it sounds familiar. Maybe not. I'm looking at this, I'm like, I don't know. The images aren't really popping on me. I guess not. I'll try to check it out.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In the Avatar remake, which character do you think was done the worst? For me, it was Katara. In the original, she was my favorite character, and in the remake, she was so bland and stilted.
Yeah, I'm trying to go through all the other characters. It might be Katara, and not even that she was like the worst, but I'm with you. There was so much more personality in the original, and she just played it way. Some of them went up and down between being bland and interesting, and she just seemed like a constant bland to me.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. What happened to Adonis and Ayana? Adonis moved, right? And then moved back?
I think so. I think you kept actually better track with him than I have. No, every once in a while I'll get like a text or something.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But
we're
yeah,
all still friends, just don't always work together,
Yeah, no, people. A lot of times, I mean, like I was like closer to like the city and stuff like that. So I mean, like getting around here, it can be very tricky to be in a shoot and stuff like that. So yeah, no, there's no falling out or anything like that. Yeah, they're still around.
Freddie, thank you for the $10 super chat. Would you review older films like Flight of Dragons or Last Unicorn? Every time I watch those films, there is something new that pop up and make it more deep. Also, definitely disappointed in Wish.
Probably not, because I think those are both Rankin Bass movies, and Rankin Bass really comes down hard with the copyright claims, and it's just a nightmare to deal with. I think we did the King and I remake, and that, I mean, like, I can't remember the amount of time. It was something like 5 seconds or something like that. And like, it was just in like limbo hell forever. They just would not let up. And eventually, again, the law's on our side. We won it over. But I mean, it just took so much of our money at the time where it's just like, yeah, no, it's just not worth it.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the $5 super chat. So, Doug, have you seen the end of The Ghost and Molly McGee? And if so, what are your thoughts?
No, the last time I talked about it was the last time I saw it. So I have something like 6 episodes left. Like I said, I got hit really bad this past week with the fatigue and the brain fog. So I'm catching up on stuff, and that includes walking and watching the show. So I'll probably pick up again tomorrow.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. NC for First Night.
I never did see all of it. What I saw didn't look like my thing, but it also didn't look like so bad it'd be fun. And I don't know how many people would click on it, so probably not.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. Here's the answer to improv exercise where you escape because of common sense. You think to yourself, oh, if you don't look back, you'll survive. Smart.
I guess there's that.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of Lotso from Toy Story 3? Do you think he's a good villain?
That's the bear, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
lots of love. Yeah. I thought he was kind of a repeat of the one from 2. He's played well. I mean, I bet he's a great actor, but yeah, I thought it was a lot of the stuff in 3 I kind of felt like we saw before, but it still wrapped up well enough, So yeah, I don't know. He wasn't my favorite. I think Sid and Stinky Pete are a lot better.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 500 bits. Which studio had the better run? Marvel from Iron Man to Endgame or Pixar from Toy Story to Toy Story 3?
I'd have to look at like the list. I mean, I guess I'll say Marvel just because that was all in the same universe and they just pushed them out so consistently and they were just always such big hits. I mean, but like going from Toy Story to Monsters Inc., you don't have to have continuity. In the Marvel films, you do. And that's so much trickier to do and have them come out in that amount of time. So I guess I'll say that.
Latchlin Hall, thank you for the $8 super chat. I'm curious on the Aussie version of Mad Max. Have you seen it? As is everyone's favorite Mad Max in Australia.
The original Mad Max they made, or are they talking about that? There's some sort of Aussie exploitation movie.
Just said Aussie version of Mad Max. I don't know.
Aussie version of Mad. I think I've seen that one. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've seen the original. I liked it. I like the other ones more, but that's just a little bit more my speed and my style. And I do get why the first one is loved as much as it is. It's just a little different.
JL, thank you for the $10 super chat. Do you think Austin Kutcher did a good job with the movie jobs?
I think you mean Ashton Kutcher.
They wrote Austin Kutcher. I don't know.
To myself, I don't think it's not spelled that way, is it? Maybe it is. I don't know.
No, it's not. If they talk about Ashton Kutcher,
sure.
then no.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say I think it's spelled like how it sounds. I never saw it. I heard bad things. I just kind of believe people on it. But to be fair, I haven't seen it, so I shouldn't say.
JAC, thank you for the $20 super chat. Hi, Doug. Years ago, you did an NC over the Mask movie/comic and how dark it is if you could interest you into a series like it would be Yu-Gi-Oh! With the 4 kids being kid-friendly and the OG manga being dark as hell.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Again, animes are a little tricky to talk about because, again, it's kind of different laws with...
Oh. Doug, come back. Doug! We're scared? There you are.
Oh, great. Now I can see on the delay, I can see the frozen me just like that. So that's great. But yeah, I was saying that. Oh, good.
No, go ahead. I was just saying that you were just what you were just saying. So you got it.
Gotcha. Yeah, just that. I haven't seen that much of it. Usually, because Japan's copyright laws are very different, they come down much harder on copyright claims and stuff like that. But I hear it's good, so probably worth checking out.
Taylor, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hi, Doug, longtime viewer, first time chatter. Wanted to ask, what movies are you looking forward to, either to review or as a simple viewer?
I'm looking forward to talking about Madam Web. I think it's going to be fun. I got some fun ideas for Barbie. I think that'd be fun to do. Again, I want to, at the very least, wait till this is a little bit more cleared up, the fatigue and brain fog, before I try that, though. And in terms of just movies in general, Inside Out 2 looks really cool. I feel like there's other obvious... Every time somebody asks this, I just go blank, and I know there's something like 3 or 4 movies I really, really want to see. Beetlejuice 2 weirdly looked good. Bizarrely, I didn't expect that. Yeah, and like Deadpool 3 looks like fun. Yeah, just honestly, all the ones most people are looking forward to, I feel like.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 500 bits. What are your guys' top 3 action movies?
Top 3.
Excuse me.
Man, maybe Last Crusade, Terminator 2. I don't know what the other one would be. Yeah, that's a thing. I don't know. Return of the King. Let's just go big. I know it's like fantasy, but it's also action.
JL, thank you for the $10 super chat. Did you know that the little girl from Mrs. Doubtfire was bullied for making kids films?
We're talking about Mara Wilson, I'm assuming?
I assume.
Yeah, I mean, we got to know her pretty well. And Yeah, no, that sucks. And I guess it doesn't help that I made jokes too. But I will say that she is not only super, super smart, she is very, very funny and crazy talented. So yeah, if you ever, I'm sure she's still online somewhere and she still writes stuff and everything. She's got a great biography out. So check it out. She's an excellent writer.
Sean, thank you for the $10 super chat. Unpopular opinion, I'm one of the few who didn't mind Blues Brothers 2000. While not as good as the first one, I see it as the time waster with some funny moments and great music, and I can get past the thin plot.
I do love the music in it. I was glad at least the blues in that movie was good.
Nick, thank you for the $9 super chat. Hey guys, do you remember the Amalgam comics, and have you guys thought of making a video about the subject?
What's it called?
Amalgam.
Was that how you spell
The
it?
Amalgam comics.
I was frozen today.
AMALGAM. It's like an amalgamation, a combination.
Well, I got dental work. That's not it.
No, no, no.
Here it is. Amalgam, Age of Oh, like they combine what, like DC and Marvel or
Yeah,
something? Oh, okay. Oh, I've never heard of this. Okay, it looks like fun. All right, yeah, maybe I'll check that out.
Sean, thank you for the $10 super chat. Have you seen the 1939 version of The Hunchback of Notre Dame with Maureen O'Hara and Charles Laughton? Speaking of O'Hara, have you seen The Quiet Man with her and John Wayne?
Yes. So I don't love The Quiet Man. I'm one of the weirdos that like it's fine. It's okay, I guess. But it didn't quite strike me like it did others. I have seen that version of Hunchback. It's very, very good. I definitely really, really enjoy that.
I'm sorry, we're going to have to lightning. We
Faster?
are still an hour behind.
Okay, gotcha.
Jeff, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, Doug, would you ever do an NC retrospective over the Rambo series, particularly First Blood? Love that movie.
Maybe. I've never seen them all, but I probably should.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. I know that you're not crazy about these animal sidekicks, but if you had to pick, which one do you like more, Momo from Avatar or Waddles from Gravity Falls?
I guess Moma has a little bit more personality.
Taylor, thank you for the $10 super chat. Doug, I wanted to ask if you've seen, what are your thoughts on Ty West's X trilogy, X Pearl, and the upcoming Maxine?
I've only seen Pearl and I loved it. I'm gonna check out X soon. I'm excited for the third one.
Sean, thank you for the $10 super chat. What do you think of the scene in Mighty Joe Young when the poacher's sidekick has an out of nowhere change of heart? All we saw of him was tormenting Joe and led thousands of animals to their deaths.
I remember being okay. I don't remember it a ton though. I'd have to go back and watch it again, I think.
Crush Level, thank you for the $5 super chat. What is the most sappy movie that you've ever seen? Basically, like it tries too hard to tug at your emotions and fails miserably.
I've never seen all of it, but The Majestic, I get that vibe a lot.
Christian, thank you for the $5 super chat. Since you like Scooby-Doo, did you watch Mysteries Incorporated?
I don't think so. A lot of the newer shows I missed. Though I did see Velma.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. The only problem I have with Paranorman is that I think they made Norman's dad a little too mean. What are your thoughts?
I thought it worked okay. I don't know. I'm used to seeing mean parents and stuff. I've seen a lot meaner.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. How did you discover the special The Christmas Tree?
I can't remember. It started just getting passed around on like forums and blogs and stuff like that back when that was a bigger thing. But yeah, I think I saw a couple of those just for like bad movies, and I had to check it out.
JL, thank you for the $10 super chat. I was told to go to another school by a teacher. What do you say to a teacher who told you to go to another school?
You go to another school. I don't know.
Frank, thank you for the $5 super chat. What are your thoughts on the recent Matthew Vaughn movie Argyle?
I didn't see it. It didn't look good, and everybody says it's not good, so I don't think it's good.
At Movies, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you ever watched the TV show Ozark on Netflix? You can't go wrong with the pairing of Jason Bateman and Laura Linney. It also has Julia Garner, the future Silver Surfer.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit. It's good. It wasn't grabbing me, so I didn't watch a ton of it, but what I saw, it was good. I know it has a lot of fans.
Crush Level, thank you for the $2 super chat. At Movies, thank you for the 500 bits. Top 11 idea, best Marvel movie scenes. It doesn't have to just be ones from the MCU.
Taking that out of it, that might be interesting. Yeah, might be a thought.
JL, thank you for the 1,000 bits. What's your favorite Disney classic animated movie of all time? Mine is Jungle Book, 1967.
Fantasia. That's easily my favorite.
The Immortal Crows reviews, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hi, Doug, big fan for about 2 years. If you can say, what are some of your thoughts of the new Fallout show?
I've only seen the first episode, and I liked it, though I did find I liked the vault stuff the most. Like when it cut to the air stuff, I'm like, this is fine, but man, get back to the vault characters. I want to know more about them.
Anthony, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hi, Doug. If you ever do an NC review of Phil Tippett's Mad God, just a head up, it has no traditional story in it, very twisted narrative.
That's another one I have saved. I haven't watched it yet, and I really want to.
Seth, thank you for the $5 super chat. Is there going to be a Nostalgia Critic episode of Big Trouble in Little China or Return of the Living Dead?
Big Trouble I have on the list. I want to get to at some point. Return of the Living Dead, probably not. Again, I don't know if I could get past the gore stuff with YouTube.
Sizer, thank you for the $5 super chat. Always wondered, where did you originally find Tamara Malcolm and yours truly, Heather? Good evening from Atlanta. Auditions.
Just auditions, yeah.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. As which character do you think Mako gave a better performance? Aku from Samurai Jack or Iroh from Avatar?
Oh, Iroh. Aku is fun, but Iroh's like legendary.
At Movies, thank you for the 500 bits. NC for Enemy of the State, its ideas are surprisingly relevant today.
Maybe. That is a fun movie, too.
I was frozen
At Movies,
today.
thank you for the 500 bits. Which villain casting got on your nerves more? Rupert Everett as Dr. Claw or Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor?
Eisenberg. Rupert Everett was so strange. It almost kind of worked for how bizarre it was. Eisenberg was just painful.
Legendary, thank you for the $5 super chat. For an NC episode, will we ever see videos on TV shows anymore?
Maybe. They take more time to do, so it's a little trickier. But we like doing the blocks, like whatever, Kids WB and stuff like that. Those are fun, yeah.
Sizer, thank you for the $5 super chat. Also sad that the Frollo Gaston song still has better rhymes than anything in Wish. Random question. Why do you truly hate the Bat credit card?
Oh, it's just that was the symbol of everything of like just Batman being dead at the time. We would always reference it when we were younger, and yeah, I guess people still kind of do.
Frank, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, Doug and Heather, longtime viewer, keep up the great work. Speaking of Evil Dead, what are your all's thoughts on Evil Dead Rise?
I did a review of it. I didn't get that into it, but it's not terrible. Knowing it was supposed to be a streaming movie is interesting. I think half explains a lot.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. I doubt you heard of them, but have you seen Outland or the Anderson tapes, both with Sean Connery, the latter featuring Christopher Walken in his first role?
No, I'll have to check them out.
Nate, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey, Doug, I recently watched some more recent Star Wars content and noticed my opinion of Liam Neeson's Qui-Gon has changed to being one of my favorites. I remember how you felt about Maul. Thoughts?
I still think he's pretty dull. I like Liam Neeson, but that character's pretty dull to me still.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. After Jim Henson died and Steve Whitmire took over as Kermit, do you think he was a good replacement?
He was fine. Yeah, no, actually, the more I think about it, some of the early stuff was pretty good. Yeah, I think he did a good job.
At Movies, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you ever heard of the Disney Broadway musical King David? I think the soundtrack is right up your alley.
No, I'll have to check that out.
Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. Would you come to our SoonerCon in OKC? We've had big actors like Robert Picardo and just last year, the voice of Doug himself, Billy West, who confirmed more Futurama and brand new Ren and Stimpy. No John K.
Yeah, in terms of coming out there, just ask the con. Say, hey, we'd love to have these people come out, and yeah, hopefully they'll reach out.
Sizer, thank you for the $5 super chat. Question for you, Heather. What is a guilty pleasure for you and one movie you like that you know Doug doesn't? Moulin Rouge. He can suck it. I love Moulin Rouge.
Two can be happy together.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of the Peabody and Sherman movie?
I liked it. I didn't think it was anything great, but I thought it was fun.
At Movies, thank you for the 500 bits. How old were you when you watched Brazil for the first time, and when did you come to realize what a gosh darn masterpiece it is?
I was in high school, and I think I saw the American version first. And it wasn't until I saw the British version that suddenly became my favorite movie.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 500 bits. So I recently engaged in my medical marijuana and ended up watching This Is Spinal Tap. I thought it was fine with a couple of great jokes. Did you see it?
Yeah, I gotta see it again, because I remember liking it, but not loving it like everyone else did. So maybe I gotta see it again with the context of the time and everything when it came out.
Christian, thank you for the $5 super chat. Since you like TMNT, have you read The Last Ronin? I haven't read it. And if so, are you excited for the live action movie?
No, but after I heard that it's getting an R-rated live action movie, now I feel like I gotta read it.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thoughts on Superbad, Knocked Up, and The 40-Year-Old Virgin?
They're all fine.
Twisted, thank you for the $10 super chat. Favorite movie that no one's ever heard of?
uh, I'll go one further. Favorite anime that no one's ever heard of. Kino's Journey. No one ever knows what that is, and it's a great show.
Hero, thank you for the 500 bits. Question for both Heather and Doug. Do you follow any sports? I'd highly recommend the sports drama The Iron Claw. Also, Liv Morgan deserves the world. I've heard great things about Iron Claw.
Yeah, I really do want to see it. It's on my queue. And sports in general, not really. Unless the Chicago team is going really far, I don't pay that much attention, sadly.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In the Spider-Verse movies, what's your favorite moment between Peter and Miles?
I like just kind of the scene where he's showing him how to, with the fall leaves and everything, just how to swing. It just felt like a real scene. No, very natural, very smooth, like this. There you go. Like, it just felt like that was just a real legit moment, where they're just talking and trying to show each other something.
Chris, thank you for the $5 super chat. I dare you to watch Evangelion.
I love to. I hear great things about it. It's just finding the time.
Armonia, thank you for the £2 super chat. Tony, thank you for the $2 super chat. Leprechaun, thank you for the $10 super chat. How did Sherry Stoner feel about you not liking her Casper movie? And what are your thoughts on the Fox Kids Casper cartoon? Better or worse than the film, or just the same?
I never saw the cartoon, and I never asked her. It was one of those things where I'm like, if I just don't bring it up, maybe it's okay. But I did like, was it My Favorite Martian, which she also wrote. I thought that was very funny.
Jacob, thank you for the $2 super chat. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In the first Toy Story, what do you think of the development of Buzz and Woody going from bitter rivals to best friends? How good do you think it was done?
Oh, wonderfully. I think that's the heart of the movie. I think it's brilliantly and hilariously done.
Mech, thank you for the £5 super chat. Been a fan for a long time. If you're looking for Disney-cember ideas, did you know Disney used to own and make Power Rangers from Ninja Storm to RPM?
Yeah, I'm not gonna have time to watch Power Rangers. That's just way too much, sadly.
Scubinator, thank you for the $5 super chat. For a situation, what would you use this quote for? Get out and don't come back till you've redeemed yourselves.
I would have to be a nun throwing out two blues musicians.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thoughts on Emma Stone, Kate Blanchett, and Ed Harris, three of my favorite actors and actresses. Even in bad movies, you can tell they're making the best of it.
Yeah, I got that. They're all good. I can't think of anything particularly bad about them.
Tamara Chambers, thank you for the 55-month subscription on Twitch. Welcome back.
Hi.
Taylor, thank you for the 1,100 bits. Hey, Doug, have you seen the Disney Plus series, The Muppets Mayhem? I figured you might like it if you had. Love your work.
No, I saw an ad for it and I kind of forgot about it, so that's a good reminder. Thank you.
Human Shield, thank you for the $5 super chat. Would you ever do a review on the science fiction Ion comedy Red Dwarf? Or is it so niche that there's not much of an audience?
I would love to because I love it. I think it would have to be something like after I'm done with the NC, though. It'd totally be a personal thing because I know nobody's going to watch it.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, I'm going to make your night tonight. I, too, like but don't love E.T. I would take Jaws, Last Crusade, Saving Private Ryan, and even Poltergeist over it.
Yeah, me too, but it is good. It's a very good movie. It's just not one that grabs me.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In the Back to the Future animated series, I love how in almost every timeline they go to they run into one of Biff's ancestors.
See, it shows you how much I watch. I didn't even pick up on that. I think I've only seen like 2 or 3 episodes.
Anthony, thank you for the $10 super chat. Fun fact about Galaxy Quest, the makeup effects of Saris and his minions by Stan Winston were originally going to be used for a proposed Planet of the Apes remake.
Weird. I guess he must have just like added more layers to it or something. Huh. Interesting.
Andrew Brady, thank you for the $2 super chat. Andrew Brady, thank you for another $2 super chat. Edelweiss Dragon, thank you for the 500 bits. Time to put you on the spot with this question. Which film do you think is objectively better, Puss in Boots 2 or Shrek 2? I would normally think it's unfair to compare these two films, but since they both come from the same franchise, it's hard not to compare them.
Yeah, man. I guess I'll say Shrek 2 because it kind of innovated a little bit more, but man, that's rough.
Dragon Star, thank you for the 500 bits. No message, just the bits. Dragon Star, thank you for the 500 bits. Don't be mad when I ask, but would you say one of your cringe moments is a back credit card?
Ah! That's a yes.
Entertainer, thank you for the $5 super chat. Will you do Swiss Family Robinson and 1999's Annie for Disney-cember?
Probably not. I don't think anyone would have much interest in them. I mean, we'll see. Sometimes it changes.
Downtime, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hi, which NC do you think was more hilarious to do, Sleepwalkers or Langoliers?
Probably Sleepwalkers, because we saw Langoliers before, so we knew it was going to be Sleepwalkers. Just surprised the heck out of us. It was so bizarre.
Disney Nerd, thank you for the 500 bits. Doug, preparing for the Madam Web review. I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime.
All right, that's pretty funny. I might use that. That's pretty funny.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Top 3 favorite dark comedy films.
Oh, man. I don't know. War of the Roses. Brazil, technically, is a dark comedy. Fargo. I don't know. We're short on time. It's the best I can think of right now.
Wiley, thank you for the 510 bits. Doug, I love the Freak Show Cinema series. You guys are so talented. Is there any way you could do Kung Fu Hustle?
I think I did. No, I did Kung Pao. I'll see. I haven't seen that movie in a while.
JL, thank you for the $10 super chat. Why do you hate the Nick Show, Doug? I grew up with that show in the 90s. Sadly, they don't do 90s replay on cable anymore.
Because I had the same name. I was made fun of it. It's a joke. I don't really hate it. It's fine for what it is. It's just not my thing.
S-Mac, thank you for the $10 super chat. What scenario would you review older studio short films together, such as Universal, MGM, Columbia, Noveltoon era, Paramount, etc.?
I don't know. Just the Warner Brothers ones might be fun, or Disney. I mean, those are the two I kind of like the most.
JL, thank you for the $10 super chat. A back credit card, you jerk.
But that still etcha.
Taylor, thank you for the $20 super chat. Hey, Doug, do you think you'd ever review the 1990s black comedy Drop Dead Gorgeous for the NC?
I never saw it. I heard it's not that great, but I'm a little curious to check it out.
The American Anime Otaku, thank you for the $5 super chat. Top 11 best anime movies.
Oh, I thought you were asking right now.
No.
Yeah, probably not, because they do get copyright claim from Japan. It's just different laws over there, so probably not.
Dorothy, thank you for the $10 super chat. Have you seen the new season of Futurama?
The one last year? Yeah, I liked it okay. It was a little hit and miss, but I liked it.
Samuel, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hi, Heather and Doug. Let me know your thoughts on the Bad Boys Ride or Die trailer that came out weeks ago if you've seen it.
Look fine. Just another Bad Boys movie.
Zamax, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hello, I know you did a review with Self, but we will ever see a Nostalgia Critic for X-Men First Class, one of my personal favorites. P.S. How can I get start into acting? Thanks.
I'm not the one that asked for that. Ask people that actually act. And for First Class, maybe. I do really like that movie.
Steven, thank you for the $5 super chat. Since Fallout is now on TV, I feel I can ask, how does it feel knowing that you voted Betty?
If I knew what that meant, I'd be laughing really hard. I've only seen the first episode.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Flight of the Navigator, what do you think of the friendship between Max and David?
Oh, I like it. It's very believable. I like the way Max kind of changes halfway through. I really dig it.
Ricky, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hi, Doug. Any chances of continuing NC the Mummy movies with Tomb of Dragon Emperor and maybe, just maybe, do the spin-off prequel The Scorpion King? You haven't done any of the Rock movies or jokes yet.
Yeah, that's true. Might be an idea.
YouTube, we love you so much, but please remember we are supposed to end this stream in 2 minutes. Dorothy, thank you for the $20 super chat. Hey, Doug, a top 5 cartoon voice actor in no particular order. Go. Maybe just top 2 because we're running low on time.
Yeah. I'm still blanking. Tim Curry, he's a voice actor, and Mae Whitman. I don't know. Just sure.
Christian.
Rob Paulson. I did something with him, and Tress McNeil. I'll go with them.
Christian, thank you for the $5 super chat. Since Coyote versus Acme is still in the open, are you interested in watching it?
Oh, yeah. I'd love to see it. Absolutely.
Etco Coolest, thank you for the $5 super chat. Do you have any guilty pleasure comedy movie?
I'm sure I do. I'm blanking out, though. Ninja Turtles again.
Thumper, thank you for the $5 super chat. Who is your favorite video creator / YouTuber that you've collaborated with?
Oh, man, I don't even know. I guess I gotta say James, because he was the first one, and he's still pretty great. He's pretty fantastic. Brad Jones is also wonderful. But they really are too many to count.
Doug, we're amazing. That was the last one.
Wow, man, that's crazy.
That was an hour
Ugh.
catch up in 15 minutes.
Wow. Okay, we did it, man. Nicely done.
Woo!
When I say we, I mean mainly you. You had to read those at the speed of light. Whew.
Good for us. We did it. Okay. Really quickly before we sign off, because I forgot to mention this earlier on Twitch. Hey, Twitch, remember how last month we met our goal to do a Family Feud style game?
That's right.
I have the form, I guess, the survey up for that. If you want to take that survey, it's in the Twitch chat right now. Take that link to get the survey. One survey answer per person, please. And we're going to be playing that next Tuesday. So give us your answers, and we can't wait to set that up. But thank you all so much for joining us here today. As usual, we super duper appreciate it. We do have content on Twitch 5 days a week. So YouTube, I know we only do a live stream 1 day a week with you, but if you want more content, come back to Twitch, because we do have content 5 days a week over there, including Doug playing video games on Friday nights. We appreciate every single one of you, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Twitch, we're going to go and raid out to Tamara right now. But yeah, have a wonderful night. Thank you, everyone, and we'll check y'all later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. 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 Thank